All right. It's only been a few minutes, but I have acquired a bowl of blueberries and a fresh LaCroix, and I have about an hour more time to potentially play. So let's get into this island. Let's get it started. I am motivated by how well the last island went. Fishing wise, we got a big group out here, and this area might actually be quite strong for seaweed farms as well. I have a spare sustainable, so I can be a little more assertive in using that. Um, Tree and flower wise, I don't think there's any consideration for verdure anywhere but the main landmass on some of this blue ground. Single flower, nothing over here. Couple flowers, little clusters. Also, I'm going to be getting mineral mines, but keep in mind there's no mansions. Keep in mind, so I don't really need to worry about them. Like the jeweler's just not going to be great, and the mine is just going to go next to this or next to a couple warehouses. This island's going to have very different struggles than the last one. It's such a different layout, but still looks like a fun time. Looks like a good score. Okay, I think it's just seaweed, and I'm going to save these for boons. Getting early buildings is just kind of low impact. So, unfortunately, I will need to place all three buildings. That is what happens when you take seaweed first, though. Hmm. So I could plan on doing like 1, 2, and then sustainable 3 or sustainable 3 or something. It'd be cooler if the spot naturally allowed triples, though. Which I guess I could do like 1, 2, maybe somewhere around here. 1, 2, 3, and then get like 2 or 3 triples in here, but not a ton. It is quite strong if you can sustainable like a bunch of seaweed farms around one tiny little rock like this. So I guess I can start there. I hate that I have to place these two without any ability to multi-tag, but I feel like this both allows me to do a whole cluster around this and also allows me to get a double with this island pretty easily. So maybe it's a little deranged, but maybe I just play like here, just kind of randomly way out, because I might want the spots close in and I might want these spots, but like this spot is less desirable for the future. Kind of bizarre, but here we are. Okay, obviously verdure. Don't want to place these, so I need to get 45 points with 3 verdures, which is going to mean statue tagging, which is fine with me. Um, Either that or like 3 perfect 15s or a little bit of fish, or there's a few other ways to accomplish something similar, but I think it is quite likely I will be statue tagging. And if that's the case, I mean, why would I not use my statue for my greenery? It worked so well last time to hyper focus there. Whew. All right, so because this is fantasy, I'm getting blooming trees instead of flowers. So a 15 pointer, like a perfect placement that places all the material, is getting 6 trees and 3 blooming trees. Now, the blooming trees are equidistant, distributed in that triangle shape, and that's what's going to prevent me from placing some sort of massive number of these. But I think I'm looking for a placement here that places everything and puts one blooming tree right next to this flower cluster. And initially I'm going to start on like the very outskirts of what will detect the statue. But in the future I might move it in some. Okay, so this is a blooming tree being blocked. That's kind of interesting. Verdure is such a skill testing building. Snooze is a whole video about it. I think that breaks down the logic of it. But like basically every single Verdure use case has like a very slight difference in optimal placement strategies. Because something like this, that single central tree is going to make trouble with how I'm able to place in the future. But it does only take up one side of... Okay, this is just way better. No need to talk myself into a bad placement. I was willing, I was trying, but yeah. Because these are so close together, but I can still detect just the statue in from this angle and in from this angle. Cool. Then this cluster is primarily linear. Notice that the distribution of the flowering trees is different. Like they're in this kind of peace sign distribution. Not exactly, like kind of a one shape, but yeah, these two now on the left side of your screen are much closer together than on the previous shape. So ideally something kind of like this. I do need to get all these trees placeable. I'm not going to accept a partial, but or at least not a bad partial. Maybe if I miss like a tree. But something like this is just effectively unplaceable to me. So the blooming trees can go on sand, no problem. I mean, that's a cute placement. I don't hate it. I do wonder if I can do a little better, but if I end up having to take that, I won't be upset. A 19, but a few trees are being blocked. Well, how am I getting 19 points if multiple trees are being blocked? 1 second. What was that placement? Oh, because I'm getting a flower on the sand. Okay, yeah, I see the +2 now. That seems really good, actually. This seems strong because I think it creates a spot here where I can overlap into that area pretty well. Okay. So I think the 18 is only missing one tree, and I do think it's a strong placement otherwise. So maybe let's do it? Yeah. Yeah, sure. Okay, now what shape is this one in? Looks very similar to the previous, actually. Cool. So let me try and poke these flowering trees as far into each other's orbits as possible without actually tagging each other. See, like this 17 would be rough because that flowering tree in the bottom left blocks off my statue access. This isn't ideal either, just because that bottom right tree, like I would really prefer something like this, but I'm unwilling to miss out on a flowering tree. I think it's so unlikely that I get another blossom. I mean, I guess I do have like probably 10 boons and 4 rerolls. I might get a blossom on this island, like a level up and a blossom, and if I can get all the good boons, then this will be an excellent score. But I will not find out today. I think I do not have time to finish this island with my schedule. Yeah, I mean, it probably just needs to be... Ooh, that's actually pretty good. Hold on. Yeah, that distribution still leaves an arc here around the statue. Tale as old as time, right? I guess it's lumber. They are higher scoring. Second farm is good. Also additional verdure is good. So now we come to an inflection point. Do I place this or do I sustainable this? Or maybe I don't even sustainable this. I just eat a -6 and then I sustainable the next one. That's bold. And if I'm going to place a negative, there's no reason to place it. Like, I can just wait. So let's see if I can sneak by without placing it. So that does feel like it would be effective score-wise. Now, kind of no matter how I distribute these, I don't think I'm getting 2 more without eating some significant negatives. So maybe I look at this placement and see if I can cancel the flowering tree on the outside. And try and place 2 flowering trees in close. At that point, I am hurting my score, which does matter for my various waterborne plans, but like this is going to be carrying most of my score progression this round. So I guess if I'm getting, let's call it 38, because I'm going to be placing my verdure first, then I only need like 6 points. So yeah, okay, I think I can place a middling verdure here and still not need to dip into seaweed. So if I find a good placement that is just low points but is otherwise valuable, I can probably proceed with it. Okay, if I place this, it does kind of feel like I'll then have 1 more right here. That's what I'm trying to do. Leave myself that option at least. Or, well, I can move way further out than I was thinking. That might actually be the strategy. Just trying to kill that blooming tree in the bottom left. I mean, maybe it's just bad, like always bad to kill the tree. Maybe it's better to take the -5 because you end up with so many accumulated points from each tree. Like I said, it's a skill testing building. I think I'm gonna do a placement in here because I don't need the unreduced score, so to speak. And getting the trees clumped up more tightly has a lot of value, as we saw last time. I would prefer to place this in a way that 2 of the flowering trees end up kind of behind the statue from my current facing, but... And I guess if I'm tanking a negative, I can consider if there's a better spot to tank it. Like, do I want to play here instead or something? I have spent probably over an hour of my life just rotating verdures. What about 1 -5? I mean, so many of these feel like fine. I just haven't seen one that feels really and clearly like the best option. But I shan't debate it much longer. Don't worry, I'm reaching my point of verdure satiation. Whenever I start considering philosophically how long I've spent on a task, it's probably time to complete the task. Okay. All these higher score placements, just I really don't like where they're placing the bloomed trees. And this, tagging this flower for a negative, last point I swear, but tagging this flower for a negative feels like such a minimal gain, because anywhere that I'm tagging it, I'm like almost tagging something else. So if I could go like here and get 1 minus 5, easily worth it. But the value of shifting from here to like here is just so minimal. So I'm going to tag a negative. Maybe it's this one. And in that case, I'm not sure I have the right shape to even place here. It's like none of these are that inspired or inspiring. Okay. Not great flowering tree placements, but I'm getting all the material. And I made a decision, so we can move on. Plenty of 40s. Do you like 40s? I'll leave that joke hanging as an exercise for the viewer. 41. Yeah, and I think there is some logic even to building my lumber out to the coast this way. Sawmills benefit water platforms, so that might be a small value, and also having more space to migrate my parks into seems more valuable. Okay, no additional seaweed farm to help clarify for me, but I can just take a 35 and then I guess if I'm going to place them anyway, it may as well start on the inner edge. I know that masons should be placed before brickyards, but I think getting the sand pits earlier is overall more productive, because the sand pits are sort of a guilt-free early placement building. Okay, and second seaweed farm. So that actually resolves my point scoring situation for quite a while. Whenever I need to place one of these sustainable the second and then just pump a bunch of farms around them, that's going to be quite a few points. And I think that moment is now, actually. Cool. So I think I don't sustainable the first one. I have 3 sustainables total, and having one for I'm not going to take another from my boon unlocks. That seems so unlikely. Like I have the rerolls. It's not a great boon. So, I'm comparing the minus 24 to the sort of negatives I think I'm going to get on industry buildings. I mean, I think my sandpit brickyard mason industrial complex is probably going to be mostly here, in the hopes of getting my masons close to my plateaus for my temple and my plateau for my fields for my hermitage to tag all this green, right? Like sort of a long perspective. And also that's like, I can't really guarantee that's how I'm going to build, but that does seem like it would be effective. So in the attempt to create an effective buildable space, all of my brickyard, sandpit, mason stuff will be clumped up. So I'm be getting significant negatives, but the minus 24 is a lot. Like I think masons give each other minus 4 maybe, so that would be 6 masons. Like my 7th mason would be equivalent in value to this. I think it's more likely to matter if I want my 3 sustainables to be second seaweed farm, third seaweed farm, third mill. I think the mills are a place that this is likely to matter. And if I get a 4th seaweed farm, then obviously playing the second unsustainable would be better. So I guess let's do that. Cool, okay. So I actually, let me think a little bit about what direction this thing should point. I guess it should be back on the landmass pretty firmly. At least one of them should be, right? So it may as well be this one, because there's a lot of room up here. It's not going to be a problem to fit 4. And in terms of do I want to score my existing seaweed, it is an 8-point swing, but it is depleting some of the triple scoring space. I think it's still worth it. I think I go like that, and then sustainable right here, and then I have room here for a 4th to sustainable as well. Drawing these early is nice. Lets me make these decisions when I have all the information. So this is worth... Oh, I canceled the sustainable at some point. This is 16 versus 14. There's not a ton of downside. I guess I'm not like angling this direction as much, but I mean, maybe it's just like this and that's powerful. Maybe I want to come up onto the landmass more to create more water space around the base of these. So I don't think I want to do... If I could guarantee that this is still placeable, I might do it this way, wherever that weird spot I found was. It's a big gamble though, so if I'm wrong about that, it does significantly impact my next few placements. So I guess let's go this way. Interesting. That does not match my intuition, but I think the few points difference does matter. And given the play sequence, I think I'll put that one high up as well. So now I just have some like incredible scores in here, and that's going to be the name of the game for a little while, is triple scoring. And there is some logic to playing the really small ones up close, but I think it doesn't matter. Or if it does, it is going to be very difficult to predict which one is better. Yeah, I've still got 6 of these to place. Oh, yeah! Wow. Okay, paid off immediately. Cool. So... I saw a 26. I know you exist. I don't know if it was glowing, though. It might have been an unplaceable. There we go. Do I just do this, and then just, like, cram this area full of seaweed? Is this better? I don't think so. Like, it does create more single tags out here, but, like, honestly, there's going to be such a density of fields around this that I think I would rather just play it for a few extra points, like, even with a facing that is not as ideal. Yeah, this is cool. And then having 9 fields to place. Jeez. I do want to be kind of thoughtful about how I'm laying these out to maximize space. I have been so far, and I want to continue to be, I should say. But it's like, it's a little hard to do this wrong, you know? Like, there's probably some minor improvements you can make, but... Okay, that did jump. That's good. Jumping buildings in is going to be really valuable given how much these buildings are worth. That did not jump, which does kind of track with my expectations, but this is still placeable, and this is never going to be placeable. I can't go underneath that, so I think that's fine. I might try to wiggle it a little more and see if I can get a position that will jump. but it seems like I'm just running into this building, and that's not going to be changeable. And placements like this, well, I guess it does take up less space. Weird. Like, this utilizes this little interior better, but it also creates a little bit of baggage over here, blocking a spot. Versus if I just play here, I'm like missing half of this spot to create this whole spot. That is an improvement. It's also possible that the superior play is like here. Yeah, so I think that just so barely pokes into that area at all. And yeah, now I can put 2 in here. Jeez. I'm gonna get a lot of mileage out of this seaweed. This is really gonna propel my island forward. Again, farming is better the earlier you take it. Masons are fine, but I think getting farming in the pool early matters more, because every field adds on to the value of the subsequent fields. Do that. Cancel it. Take the boon. Demolish and add statue. I think add statue is better than average. I think having this statue already here is not ideal, but I think as I continue to verdure, this statue will be worth quite a bit and will boost a lot of buildings. It's not like an ideal boon, so part of me does say just keep re-rolling, but I have 5 more on the first go-round of the wheel. I think statue is like enough better than average that it's kind of a safe bet. For right now, I don't need to play it, but I wonder if it's going to go out here or if it's better to tank the minuses. It's probably better to tank the minuses. My general Islanders intuition is that it's better to tank the minuses, like almost any chance you get. I mean, look what it's done to me out here. Look what they need to mimic a fraction of our power. It's not bad. I really wish this worked, but it obviously is not going to. So I think that's the next best thing. And then this is like slightly unplayable. I do wonder if I place this in a messed up spot, like if I slide it out a little and then I do this, is that ultimately better? Probably is. Now, admittedly, my next one's going here anyway, but I think it's good to future-proof. Well, wait a minute. Okay, can I make it even worse? Can I do like... No, it's just not creating any extra space in the important areas. And if I'm not leaving that, don't worry. I guess. There's a little bit of weirdness here. What about that 37? And then that 38 versus instead I'm here. No, I have to be here. Okay, this might have actually created an extra scoring spot, because I have to hug into this corner with this piece otherwise. Right, it's either this or this, and this creates a lot more blockage close to the center point. I think it's easy with the seaweed farms and also like things like fields and hops fields to fall into a mindset of building in the grid, even though the grid is not always going to be best. It frequently will be, because that is how the buildings puzzle piece together most elegantly, but it's worth considering other options. Like in this case, I think I've created... Yeah, I think I might have created another quad touch spot by placing this in a weirder alignment. Let's keep the Blossom Dream alive. Take the Shaman. 3 sand pits can go down soon too, but I've still got a lot of value out here. I still think Fountain's kind of bad. I think Park is locked behind it though, and Park is really good. So I'll risk it. The kind of thing I could absolutely have just looked up, but here we are. Yeah. Trying to get as far outside of the valuable buildable area as possible. Sweet. Lots of incredible scores. Another Verger, that's good. That pays off a lot of my waiting. I don't think anything in the game is nearly as satisfying as good seaweed. Like, think about how many points I've gotten out of this. And what does it cost me? Like, essentially nothing, just 2 sustainables. I just got lucky. Like, this spot would not have been valuable otherwise. It just works. It just scores. I don't love these spots. No matter what I do, it's taking away 2 or 3 seaweed lobes close to the rock, but like this isn't a quad anymore, and I do want to maximize quads, so we'll do that. Now I guess we have to figure out the statue. So firstly, I guess we can... Oh, we're almost able to use it to get a boon, but not quite. But if I'm done out here, I need to do statue next. So the only thing that would affect statue is if I do trees first. And that only matters if the trees are in a spot that the statue will detect. 16 or 45. So is this 30 points better to play it right here? I mean, just on the hops fields, just right now, it's already 12 points better. I could also, I guess, lean into the sand and build over here. That feels worse, though. It's interesting, but I do think it's worse, my intuition says. Mom said it's my turn with the intuition. Yeah. Let's use this nicely prepared single penalty spot that I made for myself. And let's just place for score. So it seems like maybe an 11. Oh, there's multiple 11s though. Hold on. Three blooming trees and 2 normal trees. Not great. I'd love more than that. So remember, we are always trying to tree max. Okay, this is only 2 blooming trees, but 5 normal trees, which is a little better, I would say. Ooh. Yeah, 13 that just cannot exist if I move in closer. That's kind of cool. It's so picky. Yeah, we love that. Good 14. And then I think at some point this is just going to be the play. And like these numbers have both changed, but the ratio of comparison is the same. So the logic holds identically, I believe. I guess the logic's not identical because it does matter in terms of score loop completion, but it's very close. And if that didn't make sense to you, don't worry, it barely made sense to me. Thinking about very subtle nuances of play sequence. I do like. See, we're starting to run out of quads. I'm getting to the point where this area is not going to be as high scoring, but there's still going to be, I mean, even like some garbage placement out here is 16, 22, 19, 27, like there's always money in the seaweed fields. Now, this situation. It's actually quite simple. I think the 19 is just really linearly good. What am I waiting on? Because the lighthouse would rather the fisher go first. Yeah, I think the lighthouse rathers everything go first, actually. I guess the only thing I'm really waiting on is additional seaweed fields on this side of the seaweed. And that's not where my next several fields are even going. So like 2 or 3 fields will be on the far side before they come back around. Well, let's grab the boon. Let's do the correct play, and then I'll ponder the fisher. But Wisp. Of course, I get Wisp after all this. How good is Wisp on these islands? I mean, I think good. That's 50 points right there. And I can hops field into park into... I still haven't taken Mason. I can probably move between those two. I can move through all the sand stuff I haven't played. Yeah, I mean, I think just on the principle that... excuse me. I think just on the principle that I haven't placed very many buildings. Like, I've gotten so many points from the few buildings I have placed, and they've all been one type. Like, I've only placed 2 non-verger... I guess 3. There's 4. There's 2 little lumberjacks in there. But I placed very few varieties of buildings. Yeah, just when I was hoping for an easy island, they give me a Wisp. Every time I think I'm out, they pull me back in. Okay, so Wisp is probably not making it out to this fisher, though, right? Surely. I can't really hold my... It would need to be some sort of absurd warehouse move, like moving Wisp into a warehouse and then into a fisher or into some of the Dock Harbor stuff. I don't think that's likely. I do, however, think I need to start Wisp and Lumberjacks and then take Wisp into Sawmills. And then from Sawmills into... I guess it would have to be Warehouse. And then from Warehouse into Sandpit, Brickyard, Mason, Plateau, Field, Mill. I think Parks dislike Mill, so then I can go Park into Hopsfield. You know, there's a whole conga line we can imagine here, but I think I've actually convinced myself to start Wisp in the sand. So let's place... you know, this is not... The sand's not going to detect that, so I should place the sand first. Gotta think about this stuff every time. Just gonna try and get these fit in here relatively tightly. I'm gonna run out of 15s pretty quick, but that's fine. you get in situations like this where would I rather it be closer to the mainland for easier brickyard mason work or closer to the coast to make further sand pits easier to place? I think, let me look at the detection range of this 14. I mean, that just includes everything. Like, I'd have to be all the way over here, which I guess is doable. Okay, yeah, cool. Talked myself into it. It's actually kind of like fun and cool to me how often that happens, where I'm just verbalizing a problem that I don't know the solution to. And even if I have an intuition, I frequently find that intuition is wrong. It's fun. We like being wrong. 8 points. I guess I don't need to worry about nature interactions. I can just think about score gained by building, because I'm not getting into island score, because this is the final island of the challenge. So, plus 13, various 13, 15 sort of scores. I guess this 14 is not going to get much better versus the seaweed might eventually. And now do I go ahead or, oh, you know what? That's actually, just seeing that score immediately changed my mind. Because I think I'd be playing that harbor fairly soon. So being able to get, what was it, a 42? Yeah, I mean, come on. Come on, that's got to be the play. I think it's statue, because I think it's hops fields. Oh, I didn't wisp. Yeah, I tend to be kind of forgetful with the wisp. So is it, let's not sunk costs. Let's actually decide if it's still correct. I don't want to place the brickyards until I place the masons. I don't want to place those yet. I mean, these did not tag each other by design, so I would have had to wisp overlap them anyway. Okay. I don't know if that's copium or if it's right, but it feels like probably not a huge deal. And then do we go into lumber or right into hops? I think I can do lumber. I'm a little concerned about pyre, but I don't, yeah, that's not going to be a problem actually. I'll just need to go from sawmill to, I'll place one mediocre field to get into the wheat. So I should probably take mason next time, unless whatever mason is offered next to is really juicy. Again, I don't have to worry about nature interactions, but I do want to leave trees just for the score. Yeah, actually not juicy. Happy to take mason instead. I guess we'll just keep playing wisp buildings. When in doubt, wisp it out, you know? Let me just wisp my hair back and forth. I don't know, I'll come up with something funny. There'll be a joke in the next video that'll really kill. 45. I mean, I kind of like leaving this wider corridor here. I'm not exactly sure what's going in it, but just having large areas tends to be better than sort of distributing buildings not clumped up. But a 45 is a 45. Now, if I want to keep playing to wisp, I just sawmill immediately, I think. So I think pretty quickly I'll want to get wisp into the wheat fields. And moving wisp from lumber into mason is just going to be the struggle, because it needs to go mason into mill into wheat field. It doesn't need to. There are other options, but I guess it would require a warehouse or a plateau. Okay, yeah, I can go into mason into plateau. That works fine. Now I want the least destructive, most secluded 41. A 41 over there that then lets me place over here without interacting with it. Yeah, let's leave that down. I like that decision. Oh, this is kind of hard, because obviously parks are goated. I think we do parks, as much as I like plateau. This is getting out of control, though. Getting this Fisher does pay me off on waiting for the harbor, but it might be harbor time. It's a pretty good 15, unironically. But I suppose I should do the harbor first, since it's not detecting it. Unless I want to just take a bad score in order to get the harbor value. I mean, the harbor makes this a 10 versus detecting in the opposite direction. 4 on the harbor. Yeah, okay. We'll just do harbor. And I think it is worth the 42. Yeah, this feels right. I would imagine this would not kill the fish. Like, really and truly, I do not understand the shape of this building. Because, like, it'll fit here, where it's clearly intersecting the ground, so you would think it does not fill that space. But then over here, that space is sufficient to destroy the fish. I do not understand. But that's probably okay. And I'm just placing all of these that are not going to detect the fishery out here. The fishery's going right about there. It's like this would detect it, but that's also only a 14 versus I have 18s out here. Yeah. I'd love to find a spot where the small size of this dock actually matters, but it's not happening. Dang, I think the plateau gets delayed again, because the sauna is going to be much higher scoring. I also have another boon to achieve, so let me just place anything to get that. Okay, perfect example of when I'm happy to have reroll. The sealed boon is a tempting random shot in the dark, and precious isn't bad, but okay, so bargain is maybe 300 to 500 points. Wall platform is worse than that. Blossom and level up are worth so much more than 300, but I'm gonna have to take a lot of boons that aren't those two. So I think bargain is more than enough above average, kind of like the statue was. Even just like, you know, bargaining a sauna is already big pile of points for me. Again, that was my Discord, not yours, and I know that I can change the settings, but I have not. Could take these 36s. I could go ahead and do the Wisp shift. Play like one park here. And then, how am I getting out of parks? I had a plan. I guess I was thinking about the parks scoring on these two. It might need to be warehouse to move Wisp and do all these various fields. have a few more minutes to play, and I'd kind of like to resolve this, but I don't have time to today. I suppose we go back to the water. And now basically everything that I was placing... Interesting. I wonder if my placements have created a better Fisher than that 21. Initial inspection seems like no, but it has made this cool 18. Okay. Well, 21 it is. Suppose I could come way around here and maybe get that dock first. Cool. It's not better, but it is possible. Okay. I know I have more vergers coming, so it's kind of difficult for me to justify placing these. There's some argument for the lighthouse. I've already placed everything nautical that I've drawn, and there will be more nautical buildings coming, like there will be a whole nother harbor, but could be a bit. Similarly, I could just start on the pyres. I won't be taking a precious, so I don't need to save any. And I've already placed 4 lumberjacks. There are more in the pool. I will get more, but I could place some buildings without Wisp. I could be negligent. I guess. I guess I do just need warehouse to get it back out of lumber. I was thinking only in one direction of how Wisp scores. It's kind of a challenging boon to use, but I knew what I was signing up for. Okay, I will leave this quandary for another day. Time to get ready to go. But so far, I'm quite pleased with how this challenge is going. I mean, obviously, I'm going to be on top of the leaderboard, which is nice. But I think that last island really captured a successful way to play. This particular challenge makes it easy to hyper-focus on greenery, and the ocean scoring buildings is like 2 separate lobes of your building, or of your island plan. And so once you group all of the green stuff together, you get some really high scoring payoffs. But I'll be back another day to finish this up. Okay, I have returned. I've been thinking about the Wisp situation. So there is one effective path where I could place another sawmill kind of over here where they're going to have to clump up eventually, jumping the Wisp. And then that would still leave the potential for a higher scoring one out here that does not take the negative. Then eventually I can get it into a different lumberjack. And then from lumberjack I can move it into pyre, and I can jump it between multiple pyres, and then both of the fields score off of pyres. So that's a relatively easy way to move it out. And the pyres aren't even waiting on like a ton of buildings, right? There's also some warehouse ways to move it. I don't really know exactly what I was thinking getting it into lumber. I think I habitually leave Wisp too long, and I'm also mostly used to moving it around city buildings. So moving it around industry is a little atypical for me, but you could do some warehouse jumps to get it over here, to move it through masons and brickyards, and then eventually into a mill, and then into the wheat fields. And you can do things like that, which I might get around to, but as for right now, I think this seems like the easy play. It might go up a little in value, but 103 is an incredible score already. If I don't want to make the easy play, maybe I sauna, maybe I multiple mason and brickyard, losing some potential Wisp value, but I mean, am I going to play a warehouse early just in order to get Wisp value? Probably not. And in light of that, and being somewhat thoughtful about my impending fortune teller, which I know is on its way, I might try and find a 29 that doesn't, or I guess a 36, pardon, that doesn't kill trees and doesn't intersect the other. Weird placement. It doesn't kill trees though. And then I still have a 29 here that doesn't kill trees. Okay. Well, I might go ahead and place this one now. And maybe, I guess let me do this one first. And I really don't want to kill even one tree. Like, I can kill one to create another really good lumberjack spot in there, but I don't think finding a good lumberjack spot is going to be the difficulty. So do I care about efficient space utilization? Probably not. It does have to be here, though. I guess let's just play really close up and then see if there is still a 36 I like. There's a 36 that kills one tree. There's this 36 that kills one tree. It's probably still good enough. Especially since I'm not getting into violent nature interactions. I don't love killing a tree, but you do have to play buildings. Okay, second sauna is a gift. That's really cool. So, yeah, scoring off of lumber is just difficult. Like, if I had a sawmill, I'd be able to pretty quickly start things up, but now, do I think my lumberjack or my sauna is going to go up more in value? I guess lumberjack. Do I imagine that I can re-roll boons into another blossom? I mean, it sure would be cool if I could, right? I just hate to, like, play a bunch of my sand industry without getting Wisp points, even though I might end up there. It's like I have these super high scoring buildings, so why would I play several buildings, each of which is going to get -5 points by not using the Wisp, assuming that I'll get to Wisp, and also it's better to hold them for Fortune Teller. I don't remember exactly how many Vergers I played previously, but hitting one Verger is like maybe 5 points on the sauna. Not some sort of huge jump. So let's just do it. And I will just take the highest point value I can, which certainly looks like it should be 106. I mean, look at that perfect pill-shaped distribution of trees. Valuable building. Okay, another seaweed farm. Badly needed. Pretty easy 38. 28. I mean, come on. Yeah, there's some good scores in here. I guess the only consideration would be, do I wait for a... Nah, this doesn't seem good. I could wait for a water platform so that I could place this in a position more like this and get a lower initial score, but then get some quints, get some 5 tag seaweed fields. It is appealing, but ultimately probably not superior. Because I feel like my water platforms are already going to be valuable around here. Although I'm not really constrained on space. Am I talking myself into holding these? I mean, I guess I could just slam another sauna and defer the decision briefly. Oh, I bet I walked that too far in. Yeah, thinking about tagging these trees with the next sauna, I definitely played it further forward than it needed to be, and that does have a cost. Like, I can get 99 now, but I can't tag these trees because they're kind of occluded behind it. 99 is still pretty good though. I'm not that upset. Yep. Yeah, and if I end up playing it here, like, that's a lot of points. Man, Blossom would go really hard. Okay. Warehouse, extra Fisher. I think that boon is still too far away for me to be able to... Oh, no? Okay, let's get the boon. Let's see what's up. I'm still holding a bargain and a sustainable. Important to remember. And also... This is interesting. On a normal island, these would be pretty easy choices. But, given the lack of city buildings, is terrace better than average? I think terrace is better than wall platform, mostly based on the shape of this island. And I think... I mean, I'm getting my default terrace soon, so I will have at least one. It's definitely a building that I want to wait on my masons for. So now I gotta think, like, is this the play, actually? Like, am I just gonna dump this relatively mediocre warehouse in order to then transition the Wisp into 2 masons and then 3 brickyards? And in order to do these Wisp jumps, I have to take the negatives on each other. So no, like, you know, cleverly playing one out here and one right here or something. They have to overlap for the Wisp to matter. Which on Masons isn't a big deal, because I will want to group that up. For my temple, speaking of temple, I don't know if this double statue is usable. Maybe if I put the terrace right here, and that's 80 points on the temple, and... So terrace here might kill a few trees. Interesting. And I guess I would need to play 1 mason, 3 brickyards, 2nd mason, and then into... I didn't even notice I had 5 mills until now. 5 is a lot of mills. But 17 wheat fields, I mean, it's gonna take over any landmass I put them on. I want them to be close enough to be taggable by my Hermitage. I don't want to pave over all these trees. Like, I worked so hard to build this relatively meager forest anyway. This seems like the largest area that I can place these in. Because they need to be on relatively flat ground to get the field adjacency bonus, and 17 is a lot. It's a lot of fields. I mean, definitely getting the Wisp into my field infrastructure is going to be really important. There's just not enough things that score off of parks. get it into a fountain, but then what scores off of fountains? Not a lot. Lots of challenges. I think the terrace is worth taking. It's close though. That is a difficult decision. And now, oh come on. Oh, I guess I forgot there was a sawmill there. Yeah, none of this is going to be build overable except for that. And that might actually not be a bad placement. It's not close to the edge though. Being close to the edge makes more sense with the masons. Okay, so if I start doing Wisp sequencing, it means I play a bad warehouse. 25 for a warehouse is bad. And it's also in a spot where my Hermitage is probably going to hate it. But unless I want to pave a bunch of trees over, there's really no way around it. Like I killed 2 trees in this area. I guess this is convoluted, but maybe I just wait one more round to try and draw a lumberjack, because that would be so much simpler. And if that's the case, so I have like a 15 or a closer in. Oh, yeah, I mean 18's great. And then if I'm not waiting on water platform, yeah, I mean maybe if I get like a 6th seaweed farm, but I think this is just so good already that I don't need to sink a lot more effort into it. So there's still so many doubles and probably even several triples remaining to me. Ooh. I don't think that little spot in there is buildable. I really wish I had a smaller shape. But the point difference might be significant. I guess what else am I playing? Theoretically, parks and fountains can do some Wisp trading, so I don't want to rush those. I am perplexed. I am stumped by how exactly to proceed with everything. I guess let's just do the lighthouse. Let's go ahead and assume that this area is like mostly done. I'm gonna maybe try and wait for a small shape. Because I have plenty of buildings anyway, or plenty of points I should say. I mean, 113 is wild. And then I might have like an 80 over here that doesn't tag, or a 90. Okay, so if I can go further back, I probably want to. Or like here. Casual 113 point lighthouse. Oh, okay. Well, that does simplify it. Ta-da! Play well, get rewarded. So I just place both of these. I mean, now that they're getting the points off of the saunas as well, these are like really good scores. Pushing up on 60. Which is good because my lumber is so mid, but... I guess this is really getting particular, but I can think about making sure that they're both going to get tagged, but yeah, they are. It's not a concern. Okay. Just need to make sure that I can pull the Wisp from whichever one of these it ends up being in. So yeah, we'll take a 60. That's fine. Fortune Teller is still on the up and up. We have 5 shamans, but Fortune Teller currently is about 200 points. And we are still drawing 6, so it's still pretty easy to build that up higher. Yeah, I mean, if I want to kill a bunch of trees, I can get like a 55, but even killing one tree feels like a mistake. Admittedly, it's on this kind of backside of the structure where like I don't think I'm doing this at some point, you know, but maybe. And 47 is probably just good enough that I can... Oh, well, that's actually just way better. Okay. 51 that doesn't kill anything. Follow it up with a 49. Well, I want it to be super visible. I don't want to put it on the back edge and make it difficult to get line of sight with other pyres. Yeah, let's go right there. Looking at my buildings to see if there's anything else, but I'm just gonna double check. Okay, cool. So the Wisp will jump along this detection line. Neato. I think just because of how numerous huts are, my logic that I used last island still holds. Ugh. Yeah, that -4 there is unideal, but is what it is. Okay. Having 3 of these to place is a lot. But I can do 14 and 16. Wonder if I played those in the right sequence, but I think I probably just proceed. So I don't want to take this spot because that's where the high scoring fields go, but getting a 15 out here is probably fine. Because that doesn't look like it's especially close to the farms. Like, we've already kind of outgrown them. Because I think these were the fields that I put down initially when I just had one farm placed. Okay, so proceeding from here, let's just get a boon. That will be trivially easy to accomplish. Okay, see, this is the kind of thing we can just roll past. Because I don't... Well, is increase area better than average? I don't think shrink building is. Not with this much space, not on Island 5. But increase area... It does some fun stuff with pyres. That's just not that many points. And like a bigger temple, you know, if I take my temple from 80 to 120, that's like, it's not, you know, I'm not blowing the doors off this thing. I think these are low value. Neighborly is closer. Like neighborly on shamans. If I assume that I place all 5 of these in the same area, then the last 2 are getting -45 and -60, so it's 105 point neighborly. That's if they all go in the same spot, and I do have 1 sustainable. Oh, you know what? I'm going to use these on mills anyway. I mean, do I just create a line of 5 mills and then just absolute field max it? It's interesting to think about, right? Because so let's imagine a hypothetical. This is going to take just a minute, but let's imagine a hypothetical, right? Where I have mills across the middle here, and then or more realistically, mills across the middle here, and then I line the outside with fields. That's a lot of points. Many of these fields will be tagging 3 or 4 mills, getting 5 points off each. Versus if I just play 2 and then surround them in fields, I can then use other mills to like tag into that and avoid the minuses from my mills that I place for the field scoring. But I won't be able to get every field because you end up kind of ringing the mill because you need to be close to it. So once the mill is surrounded, you're only going to be getting fields on like some portion of the exterior before you start overlapping the middle. So the actual math for like when do you place which is kind of complicated, and like how many negatives it's worth taking, because basically the point difference of which you play first is only 1 point. So to get to offset minus 20, you need to be detecting 5 additional fields with the mill's detection into your field pile, right? And to offset the minus 20 by placing it together in a big clump, you need to be scoring 4 extra fields on it. So when you lay out your mills, I'm sure someone can actually do the math, but I mostly just go on intuition by like, hey, will I be able to place enough fields tagging this mill that this mill otherwise could not detect without overlapping with my existing mills in order to justify the minus 20? So yeah, mills are complicated. I think because I have 5 of them, I am really tempted to take neighborly. Like that feels like if I do place these all together, which would be A, just kind of fun, and B, very silly, that would potentially be 60 and then 80 point offset. So 140 point neighborly. That feels like above average. And I have multiple more boons. Like this is just my completion of Island. Then there'll be a few more on the track. So I have more time to get the boons that I really want. But right now we're playing with Wisp. And we are considering Fortune Teller. And I think this is pretty easy. Now, where do I want this to end up? I think I want it to end up... Do I go into hops fields? I haven't gone into warehouse yet, so I could... Yeah, I think I use my last pyre to jump the Wisp into hops fields, and then I do all my hops fields and then my brewery, and then jump the Wisp into the warehouse, and then go from warehouse into a mason, into all the brickyards, into my second mason, and then maybe into the plateau, and then... Well, I guess second mason I can just go straight into mill, and that's fine. I'm wondering if I try and get plateau in there. I guess it's worth it to place... Well, it's actually not worth it to place a... Well, actually, yeah, it is. Only 1 point. Okay. It's like literally... This is so silly, but because... So what I'm considering is if I place the plateau, get the Wisp into the plateau, and then place a wheat field, which scores off of the plateau, I was concerned that I would be losing value by not having my mills down first, but it's only 1 point each, and I have 5 mills, and the Wisp is 5 points. So it's actually equivalent, which is like a funny overlap. I think it's funny. It's funny that it worked out exactly that way, so I can do that, and it doesn't gain me any points, but it does let me place my plateau and then start scoring fields on it, which is nice. So yeah, I think that's the whole sequence that I run through for a while, and I think this feels like cursed, but I actually do think my wheat fields will be getting a high enough score to justify the fortune teller math. Like even by the time I get to them, I think this sequence is going to earn a lot of points. Okay, so that means that my concluding pyre needs to be like here. So Can I triangulate or quadrangulate this in some interesting way? If I play out here and then play like here and then play there, that's not great. I would need to make basically a square. That doesn't detect. Yeah, this is something I was concerned about with the placements up here. I guess the way that I place it really does incentivize me to go this direction. So if I go here and then like here and then here and just make the quadrangle with this as a bottom point. It's like that's a line and then that's a line. That seems reasonable. I truly don't know if anyone else could follow that, but I'm seeing the shapes in my mind's eye. We'll try that, and then so I can get a 62, or if I want it to, yeah, like not meaningfully higher. That's really interesting. Okay. So this is going to be here. Where am I going to put all this? I mean, I was considering this area, which is like 1, 2, 3 fields across, and this looks like maybe 4, and then that's 2, and this is 2, this is 3 or 4. Oh, this actually drifts across though. That's a good thing to track. Maybe I can... I really wonder with spots like this if you can move the wheat fields between them. And it kind of looks like, at least in this spot, you can. Like this looks like if I clipped this field to here and then placed a second field here, I would expect that to be contiguous. I would expect that to connect the two fields. So let's play as if it does. 18. We are still on our pyre plan though. Nothing that I have here. I know that I'm missing like a tiny amount of value from the terraces, but they value more the Mason being played, and the Masons value more being able to take Wisp. So this is actually well considered. I don't hate this. I mean, I don't want to kill a tree if I can easily avoid it. Is a tree worth 2 points? Probably. Probably, yeah. $74. Yeah, I mean, like various 74, 75-ish scores, but nothing that's really amazing me. Let's not kill a tree. Oh, my cursor slid right as I clicked. 73. What a journey Wisp is going on. Now I can do this. And 20 points is not quite worth it for fortune teller odds, but I think the sum of these buildings will pretty easily be. So we will head that direction. 20 fields, 18 parks. Whew, okay. Okay, so I think I do want the 20. I'm not sure if I then want to continue taking the -2s. Because I have to take a -2 the first time just to pull the Wisp out. But I guess -2 plus 8 is like pretty easy math to do. So if I avoid that, I end up with, yeah, 16. Okay. Okay. These just feel like absolutely busted good scores. Like Wisp, when Wisp pops off, Wisp is very powerful. This is very simple, but also bad. But at least it's simple. Could be something good to do with my market. Yeah. Yeah, I think that is conceivably something to keep in mind. Okay. guess if I want to get the full score, I can play low ground and take up a slightly more valuable spot. It's a shame this kills a tree, because I like being able to play there, but... Okay. Next up, we're going to pull one of these. And it needs to be able to... My Wisp needs to be able to transition from this structure into my warehouse. And I guess my first warehouse could be here. Could be here. I think moving more... See, now you got me thinking about the temple. I'm not sure I even should be. Like, the temple, this spot did not matter to me. The temple is not going to be good. And actually, you know what? These sawmills are going to be minuses on it. Okay, so temple's not going by the statues, which is fine. And in that case, I should put the temple close to the plateau that's helping the fields. And I wonder if I can use that plateau to create a larger fieldable area, you know? Like, what's my undo? I'm not undoing that. Hypothetically, if I placed like this or something, that can be breached. And I wonder if this can. Like, I wonder if these fields would count as touching. It's not quite flat. There is resistance before it bounces over, unlike this edge where I think you can pretty clearly overlap and climb. Similarly, if I played out here... Okay, maybe this is the area. Maybe this is the technique. I just need to create like a big spot where I can place all these mills and then build around them. And I kind of thought it would be here. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or something cursed, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This spot here is a little larger, but it's so much further away as well. Like, I'm not gonna put a high value Hermitage here to tag all those and all these. Like, I don't know, seems likelier that the Hermitage is here. And if that's the case, this creating a join there does seem powerful, but I can't quite justify it. This isn't... I mean, I guess if I coast it up like that... that makes a bunch of placeable space. It makes placeable space on the same level, like, obviously. And it will be tagged by a ton of the fields I play over here for 3 points each. That's not nothing. Okay, so if this is gonna go here, which just to confirm, yeah, that'll be pretty easy to bridge, and that wasn't even as high as I could place it. It can go up more. So if this is gonna be here, whatever spot I can find to create, yeah, a bunch of space, something like that, then my masons... Am I overthinking this? All this for 25 points on the temple? I think I am. I don't think I need to worry about this plateau and these masons being besties. I think it's okay if they end up a little split. And remember, I'm doing all this to figure out where to put the warehouse, to figure out where to put the brewery. So we return to some of these same contentious spots I was considering before. This is just giving up on these trees, like just kind of saying, well, they're all going to die now, and that's fine. Down here doesn't kill any trees, though. Okay. So, what if we give up on our dreams? What if we let the trees die? And I just end up playing, like, here and here? Like, what if I tank my parks to get Wisp value instead? It seems bad, but it's worth considering. I mean, I do have 4 fountains, so my parks aren't going to suck anywhere I put them. I guess the real mistake was placing all my verdure right around the same statue that I was placing all my industry around, because now these two are just competing for space. If I'd split my verdure over here, I would then have a second statue in them, and I could just do trees and lumber, and these fields and all these warehouses and stuff would not encroach on them. Well, I'm not getting more buildings until I get my boon. So I could get the boon early. Either way, I'm not going to be drawing 6 for this building pack. Okay, yup. There's the skipper. I mean, so much worse than the previous island, but still, it's a lot of points. Well, now I don't want to kill trees. But we must go on. I think I am going to do my first brewery. It's just that double statue. That double statue makes placements in here so much more tempting. But then it kills everything. Once I kill the trees, this area is not going to be as desirable, and the double statues are completely surrounded by the trees. Maybe one there, one down here, something like that. Okay, well, long story short, I think I'll start there. And then do I do a 57 that just kills flowers? Surely, yes, like that sounds so powerful. And then I can decide if I'd rather have a 38 or 28. And then we'll move the warehouse. Move to the warehouse. Yeah. So later in this island, do I end up taking this 52? Probably. It only kills 3 trees. That's not that many. And these parks aren't anything to cheer about. Okay. So if I'm going to do that later, I'm giving up 5 points. I'm giving up 3 points because it will detect the warehouse retroactively. Yeah, that's easily worth it. Cool. So now I look at the warehouse to mason ratio, which is only a 2-point difference. So this goes first. All right, 1 second. Okay, we're back. Mountain Shrine, clear choice. Maybe a plateau mountain shrine. We will burn that bridge when we come to it. Wonder if my fortune teller is getting duplicated, or my mountain shrine. Well, now it is masonry time. So guess we do have to make some decisions about the stinky temple. I'm aware that I was thinking about this spot for a brewery, which I have now drawn another one of. I am, in fact, brewing. Yeah, I'm not going to kill those trees yet, but good to keep that in mind for the future. Okay, what am I actually playing? Doing Mason. I think I just don't care that much about my temple. Like, I think I'm okay with slightly harming temple value. I guess I want to make sure to enable... Just doing some Wisp math real quick. I guess I don't need to Wisp through all of these, because I don't have any sand pits. If I had sand pits to move the Wisp through, I could alternate. But I don't think that's worth, like, waiting on. I'm a little nervous that I'm going to start cutting into my fortune teller value, because already I'm playing these, like, relatively low-scoring buildings. But then again, I guess if I'm not sending Wisp through this one, then I don't need to play it yet. Okay, yeah. So I can play something silly, like here, 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 and then do I care about leaving myself this versus like this is just higher? Okay. So let's then go right there. No, we're gonna find a way to make it work. I mean, honestly, this might be that might be my next brickyard. And yeah, I think well, this is complicated because there's all sorts of silly things I can do with like play into the brickyard here, and then do I go mason like here, and then my mill has to be closer in than I wanted to grab the wisp the first time? Or do I instead focus on that's not going to grab it, right? I mean, I can keep moving Wisp inland. And I do still have the Plateau Gambit. I think that's just a good placement. And then I can group. No, I can't group them up. I mean, I guess I can just... eat the negative and then... What, nothing? Nothing around here? Uh-oh. I guess that's not bad, because then I can do something like here. Yeah, that feels fine. I don't love how this is all shaking out. I do think being on this ledge instead of this one is going to be important for mill placement. I wish I can go up there, but it's not permitted. Okay, so yeah, let's do that. Neither's high value, but at least market's rare. Okay, waiting on Verger always pays off. I'm gonna actually hold it for now, just for fortune teller value. Because I'm at 237 before beginning this deranged play sequence. And I guess this is a weird consideration, but now I'm debating if I place them in this order or just place them both here, or like where do I think my temple's going still. Because this is a 5-point swing. Let me, hold on. This is a 5-point swing compared to placing it later if I think I'm going to want a second Mason here or here. The logic works the same either way. Yeah, let's get a third Mason grouped right there. And then jump forward to here. And then we're going to come all the way over here. The other consideration. I wonder if my plateau trickery just isn't worth it. Like this already being, well, deduct the wisp, so 32 plus 25 on the temple versus over here. Or plus 25 on the temple, pardon. So 32 plus 25, 57 versus over here it is 3 points on, so I need to tag it with every single wheat field. I guess minus like 2 or 3 because I would get the 8 from here, but it's not even reaching, so. Yeah, huh, alright, so the whole plateau consideration ends up being moot. Yeah, I guess we go a little further forward actually. Here. Just a tiny bit more. Here. Now that looks like way too much space. Not way too much, but yeah. It's the life of a high score grinder. Okay. Okay, and now I have 4 more mills to place. So the first one just tanks the negative. And I guess I have to play it on this side based on the logic I was just using, or right here. I mean, if this is gonna be like here anyway. Now I'm thinking about multiple plateaus, right? Because this plateau, I think I can bank on getting a second plateau. That isn't unlikely at all. It's actually quite likely. So But then does the second one also just want to be over here? Like one here, one... Actually, this spot's kind of constrained in plateau placements. Yeah. Partly for the score, partly just to make more space. I do find this option really tempting. Could go over here instead. Looks like it's going to kill more trees for sure, but... This is difficult. I'm trying to like envision where 20 fields total are going to go, but... I think we... Let's proceed with this. Partly because I think it's right, and partly because I want to place buildings. And then... This is a lot of score I'm losing on my fortune teller. We will have to see if it ultimately pays off. Okay. So third one just in sequence there. And then... Oh, I guess the Wisp won't jump if I'm using neighborly. That's probably fine. Oh, it did. And finally. Okay, I thought I clicked on neighborly, but clearly not. Oop. Alright, time to place my first field. For 35 points. So let's find the most restricted 35. Wow. Alright, so these are all going to be not quite that high, but there's going to be a lot of high value field work occurring. Cool. I mean, statues, quite good. I do think having Blossom and statue on deck, I just kind of, like, come on. That's incredible. Yeah, and in that case, I do want to make the trees. And let's think about Blossom, but let's also think about Hermitage. So my fields are going to cover this area. So Hermitage like here, Hermitage here, Hermitage here. I'm going over here. I think I just make more trees in this region. That seems fine. Locationally. And I'm looking to make a lot of material, as always. That matters as much or more than the actual score. I saw 14. Looks like 15 is ideal, though. Okay. That's what I thought, but good to confirm. Yeah. It's good to actually have the Hermitage now, because I can see kind of what ballparks we're looking in here. Yeah, I mean, something like sustainable would certainly do more here than it did on my mill, but I think there's a variety of reasons that it's good to do on the mill instead. Firstly, for the meme. Secondly, this being like an 80-point building in here or whatever, it's going to be better than that, but doesn't matter as much to me as getting good score from all 20 fields. I also think I'm probably going to bloom more like in this direction so that I can get a bunch of parks over here. And I'm kind of thinking that both my terraces, one goes over here, one goes over here for the temple, but this one can be for Mountain Shrine and Hermitage. And if that's going to be the case, we can go ahead and see that we're still getting like 70 something points. Yeah. And 162, and this is before blossoming the trees. Speaking of blossoming the trees, not quite new buildings. Okay. Well, our fortune teller has fallen quite a bit in value from when I last checked it, but I think that was always going to happen, and now we're probably going to recover that value with a bunch of excellent fields. Because I'm still drawing 5 buildings. Yeah. Okay, trying to get this to jump in the correct direction for me. I don't think it's going to, though, because this would need to jump to the right for it to be correct, and that ain't going to happen. So instead, we can go here, and then... Yeah, I mean, these scores are obviously excellent. I'm just going to take the rarer building, because I want more of the stuff I already got, like a second mountain shrine. That's what I wanted. Love to see it. More fields. Alright, so that's a loss of a building draw. Wow, getting level up feels like the best possible option. I got very good boots across Island 4 and 5 on this run. I placed the further out one first. Wait. Ah, I saw it there for a second. We're going to go back for it. There is a 44. Okay. This is wild. Yeah, has to be. Not even complicated. God dang it. Just killed a mosquito on my desk and it released blood everywhere, so it's definitely been draining me. This little vampire. Alright, back to work. Unfortunately, I have blocked myself using that little space, but I guess, do I... No, I just take the 49. Yeah, at some point I might need to jump the Wisp back out over top. Should actually be thoughtful about that. Because I could keep playing back around the horn here, but... well, they're not bad. Just over here, I wish I'd played while the Wisp was over there. I don't know if Wisp will ever end up back over here again. I actually don't think it will, because like, it's not like I'm ever going to play down here, and this doesn't tag, so I think I need to just take my 45. Respect, that was a mistake. I should have played these in a different order. 4 buildings, Wisps at 230. A jump to kill a tree. It's unfortunate. There we go. Now, I guess at some point I'm going to have to absorb 1 bad placement. I'm not quite there yet. And actually, that can go markedly further into, but lots of buildings. So 48 is as good as it gets at this point. Between the Wisp and the bonus points from the plateau. Doing pretty well. Green wall platform is good to see. And it can go over top of that, which is fun. I don't know if I'll end up playing that, but it's fun. And it probably also, like, you know, comes out here. Oh. God, that was bad. I just completely forgot that I had the statue. That's awful sequencing. Yeah, I got a little distracted. I got a little too excited and forgot that I'd taken the statue. Jeez. That's rough to see. I mean, given that I have to place it this far back, I probably only missed 3 or 4 fields touching it. Dang. That's what you get for getting distracted. I'm also, like, probably at the fortune teller point. Because my lighthouse, I would want to place the dock and the fisher first. Well, it's not that many points different, as long as they detect this lighthouse. It's 3 points different. Is there a different high-value building I want to play instead? Kind of looks like no. What about if we just blossom for the level up? Then I'll get my buildings, undo this, and then place the fortune teller, and then some of these placements were also... yeah, it got me like exactly to the threshold. Cool. Alright, 3 more buildings, and fortune teller goes down for 243 by default. get that up to 260. That seems fine, yeah. Yeah. This is kind of neat. Because this score can be added to my level up already. But now that I've played Fortune Teller, I can go back to playing buildings in sensible sequence. And what is sensible sequence? Well, let's not worry too much about getting Wisp back out of the numerous fields. I guess I will play this incredible 67-point field. I did think about if this statue would now be better elsewhere, and I don't think so. I think the only argument would be maybe over here to try and boost a temple, but I do think getting all these trees was still pretty good. Speaking of trees, I'm probably not getting another verdure, so whenever I... Oh, that's gonna... Hold on, that's gonna change my building draw. I don't want that. I guess it doesn't matter, because again, by the time I get the buildings anyway, the draw will be reduced. Okay. Yeah, let's do this. Draw just got reduced. Now we cancel that, take our building pack. Lots to think about. I'm trying to think how else I can boost the negative on the guild hall. Because it would need to involve placing a bunch of the same building in this detection radius, which is not... Like, I don't think I'm likely to get better than all of these mills and wheat fields and hops fields and everything. I could place mini parks around here. That does seem good. Okay, we'll come back to that. I think we're not going to be getting Wisp back out here. I think I'm okay making that judgment call. Wisp is done with these particular buildings. And may not have even been worth the effort to get Wisp out here in the first place. But so I guess I'm looking at a bunch of scores worse than a 15. I mean, do I just do the 15? It's boring, but effective. I can't imagine tagging them from anywhere else, so. Okay, now glad to have some of these larger water buildings. I think it's always Fisher first. Another potential good use of sustainable would have been, for example, placing this. It's like that would ignore just a huge amount of negatives. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fissures, and then 20, so 75-point inversion. Wonder if I didn't get 75 points from these. I probably overcommitted to my mill shenanigans. It was fun though. But yeah, just looking at the actual score of it, this being a 45-point sustainable fissure, a 75-point swing, feels pretty impactful. So I think I got 60 and 80 from my last two neighborlies. So if I'd place neighborly sustainable, and then had, or neighborly and then had a sustainable out here, I mean, or even if I had just placed like, you know, a clump of 2 and then a solo and then tagged most of these fields with another placement over here or whatever. But those fields did score extremely well. That is something. I don't know about this. I think I probably made some mistakes in this the more I think about it. I was really set on making this work, but now that I've ran it back, I'm not sure if it did. Now that I actually think about it, I'm not sure about the numbers. And I've kind of just surrounded this whole area in fissures. It has become a fissure hostile environment. So I think we take a 10 to keep everything kind of in the same area. And then 72 versus 55. I think I do it. I think this is worth a water platform. Even a green one. That's a lot of points. Kind of surprised those spots aren't placeable. I guess I kind of get it, but... Well, It's not ideal for a bunch of reasons, but I do think at this stage of the island, this is the play. Like, yeah, it takes up a lot of space. Yes, it blocks some seaweed field placements. Yes, it kills a fishing spot, but at this point of the island, we just can't be that picky with stuff anymore. I do have this, which I never got around to placing. Yeah, and I don't know if waiting for a 6th farm is really realistic. So we'll just take that. Oh, I'm gonna need to figure out 6 shamans with all of my trees out here. Because these aren't... I was gonna say they're not great. They're not even good. They're not... I mean, nothing here is even placeable. Yeah, this... Yeah. Did not work out. Okay. 105 point lighthouse does feel good though. Bargain, level up, blossom. Second Hermitage also feels good. Let's do everything that can be played pre-blossom to try and get more point inversion score loop value. So this can go here. I'm trying to think if there's any difference, if it really matters. I guess here we'll care about here. Yep. Nice. At some point, I can grab Wisp into a park, but like even now, it would score better if that tree was blossomed. So that has to wait. I can place this if it doesn't kill any trees. So ideal placement here is a 52. So if we end up with a 50, yeah, I mean, that's obviously fine. I'm obviously also not gonna kill the trees, and I might end up with a park there. I'm just thinking, just kind of looking around, pondering where I can safely play next. Not worry about on losing too much value. A lot of these buildings want the trees to be blossomed, though. I mean, okay, using the blossom now unlocks the rest of my building placements, lets me just continue going off with them, and I can decide if I want to blossom for mostly points or blossom mostly for trees. I think it's mostly trees to get more value on my parks. But I will be putting parks around here. So how about that? So now the question is, will I be able to get more than 70 score out of improving this inversion and getting more level ups? And I think I will. So I think I'm actually fine to place this and then play on. Sauna, good. Okay. Okay, what is my next placement in this cursed sequence? Perhaps the fountains. The humble fountains, behold. I can do dumb stuff like, let's go park into fountain. Is that where I want that fountain? I guess I am be playing parks all the way up in here, so I guess I do want it more like here. Park into fountain, into park. Into fountain. Just getting a little extra wisp value here. Into park. Into fountain. Come on. Just clip a little bit. Just glitch very slightly into that wall. Why don't you? Come on. Okay, well, you glitch down a little. Just stop smushing that tree, please. Okay, neither of these want to work with me. Shame. Well, where's the last fountain going? I mean, honestly, probably like out here. So far, I haven't killed any trees, which is good. If I do that, and then try and get the little corner, yeah. Okay, now I can do parks that don't kill trees. And that one's gonna collect the wisp, but then I think I just kind of don't move the wisp for a while. Alright, well, what else do the shamans care about? Looks like nothing I'm playing. Because the saunas would rather score them. And I think my saunas... Okay, so this is my sauna. So any Any shamans that fall inside this pill of detection, I should go ahead and place. So let's start finding good, non-centralized shamans. Let's do one right in the center first, just so I can see kind of my parameters, you know, I can see how close to the middle I can otherwise get. I saw a 99, that's wild. Must be glitching down into the stone, so all the rays are getting blocked or something. Yeah, little like 97s or similar keep flashing once, but there we go. Okay, so even with that kind of minus, I think the 82 that I also saw, or 84, feels very placeable. Is a 69 placeable? Well, there's a 75 over here, so that's better. I do have 4 of these. 40s, 53, 75 over here. Geez, yeah, I mean, I've got 4 of these? Okay, we will do a 75. And this 75? Is 75 my threshold, it seems like? That's about a good enough score for me. Cool. So, 1 fountain. Love to see it. 65, 67. Maybe in a slightly worse spot, but these spots are already not great. I saw a 39. That just like can't be right though. That can't be the best. 'Cause even like in here I'm getting a 34, so. Out here there's various 60s, so yeah, I think 66. Okay, and I think those are all in the magic detection bubble. Maybe not that last one, actually, but it would not detect the sauna, so it's kind of moot. What else is holding me off on placing saunas? Well, these hermitages have gotten a lot better. Not this one, perhaps, but this one's gotten a lot better. This one is quite good now. This building is too big. I might need to place both terraces over here and just ignore my temple. So it's 12 points instead of, I guess 12 or 42. I could just not place the temple. Like I'm not willing to fight very much to make the temple good. I will do a little bit to try and make the temple good, but I won't sacrifice like a mountain shrine to do it. That's absurd. And under that logic, I suppose I do just place this for 12. I mean, I do the mason first, but... And for more than, what, 8 points or whatever, jeez. 14 or... 17, that might not be detected by the... Nah, Terrace would get that. So if we're just placing this for score, seems like 17. The 14 in here probably has better odds of getting detected by another structure. Like, for example, some of these warehouses we were looking at earlier. That's actually perfect, yeah. Then I think I have to kill 1 tree. think that kills any. Little weird, but... I guess on the topic of little weird, do I want to actually just try and place this in the center? It kills more trees. It's better for some reasons and worse for some others. It's better for the mountain shrine. It's a little bit worse for parks. It is killing trees, which does matter. What if I just... That's probably not good, but let me test. So from 168 to 290. What? That's wild. Okay, so being that much higher up actually does make an enormous impact in how many points this scores. So this is 200 and 20. So 220 versus up here, it's minus 20, but then 291. Wow. So this is slightly better. That is interesting to think about. If I don't want to grab the Wisp, which I probably don't, I can use a fountain to block it. Or a fountain to temporarily collect it, I guess. I shouldn't say block, but... Because even like a fountain for -1, I don't really care about. I mean, at this stage, it's kind of whatever. And I would have to kill trees if I play it down here. It will be better. It will score on multiple parks in this region for sure. Versus like up here. Guess let's do that. So it's kind of wild, but I guess why am I trying to leave my Wisp downstairs? What do I care about getting Wisp into? I mean, certainly having it end in a park would let me bring it into my 5 walls or something, but the fact that parks don't score on each other makes it very difficult to trade the Wisp around too much. I could just be done with Wisp. I could just, you know, put Wisp into a mountain shrine or... Let's go here and let's leave the Wisp in the fountain. Because if nothing else, it'll go into Park, Hermitage, Park, Hermitage, Park. Which is something. And then we still have a 282. Shamans are down. I don't want to move the Wisp into a park. I guess I should place parks that don't use Wisp and don't kill trees. That's the criteria for what is valid and placeable right now. Or not valid, what is wise to place, we'll say. I don't want to take this square spot. But it is a good score. Not that one, this one. Thinking about point inverting still. Seems like right here is going to give me the most reach into the parks. So I should think about that. Once I do the point inversion, I can then backfill that space, but I can't use it yet. Lots of this area is going to fit a square park, so I don't need to worry too much about line parking it instead. The endless search for park placements. That's just like a good park. I don't even know if it'll be detected by much, but I'm just pleased with these scores, and I have 25 of these to place, so I can't be too particular. It's a lot of buildings. Double check that that still fits. Okay. Okay, it looks like no matter how I plan here, I'm killing at least one tree, so nothing there is placeable yet. We can do the 38. Yeah, it looks like 3 will not fit. 3 parks will not fit across, so fitting one kind of in the middle there and then a second one here should be okay. Let me double check this. I mean, negative 280. It's a big negative. Looks like 2 will fit though, if they're placed a little broader. But like that into that might not. Well, I can't check, but I don't think it fits. I don't have that many non-destructive parks to place, because I can't do anything over here. Because I need Wisp to not get drawn away. Will I place worse than 16? I think I will. By the time this island is over, I think I'll be placing bad parks. Lots of mediocre options all around. Ooh, that's kind of fun. It's not currently placeable, but good to know that a line will draw in back here. Similarly, okay, that does kill the tree. I was hoping it might not, but I do generally dislike taking away good square park placements, but sometimes you have to. So these spots are going to be quite good parks. It's just right now they're all tree destructive. And like I could do something like this, which doesn't destroy trees, but uses up a lot of space. And given how many of these I have to place, I don't think that's wise. That one seems fine though. It's just so inefficient usage of space. I can't really justify it. Really what this is communicating to me is I should just play the Mountain Shrine. Because I need to start killing these trees to get much going over here. I guess I'll just do this and then leave another line park spot there. Could be hut time. I have 12 points out in the field. Maybe, yeah, a few 13s. Okay. versus over here is higher scores, and I'll be able to nab these with the sauna. So that's way better. Does anything else get played before them? No. Cool. I think 15 is good enough for me to place. Oh, I probably should have double checked. Okay, I don't think those block me, but I absolutely should have checked if there's a preferential placement around here before laying those down. Seems fine though. So this I'm waiting on. Sauna doesn't care about parks, but it does care about Hermitage and trees, and there's still a lot of score to be had here, huh? Not like a ton of island left, but a lot of points. Yeah, so I need to leave something around here. Maybe like this spot. And in that case, how about I do that? I like kind of mapping out my monument placement. It is a building that I really value leaving a spot for because it doesn't cost very much, but if you build into the spot, it's disastrous. So that seems pretty darn good though. Yeah, I'll take a 16 before this island's over. I'm pretty confident of that. We're going to be getting way more desperate than that. Yeah, before I kill any more trees, I think it is time to 301. It's a lot of score. Now, I could do something like this to place my second one. I think I was already drawing one building, but I might have missed out on a building there by clicking that too slowly. Can't undo it though. Quite strangely, you can't undo that. I mean, yeah, this seems fine. I can then just immediately Mountain Shrine. Like, I can also bargain at some point. I haven't decided what I'm bargaining. Not Fortune Teller. I don't regret not grabbing Fortune Teller. Totally could be Mountain Shrine. It does seem like maybe I go ahead and hit this one. Because again, like, I just don't want to kill trees, and a lot of the stuff I want to play in here is going to kill trees. Maybe I don't need to be waiting on my Hermitage any longer. Every blooming tree that I trade for a park is 1 point plus. 1 is not a lot of points. So by that metric... Oh yeah, and it collected the Wisp. Probably fine. Because it at least is going to go... Like, my next Hermitage is probably going to tag in there as well. I guess maybe not. I could put a green plateau here, or platform, pardon. And I also do still have another few building draws, but I don't think it's likely that I get more like terraces or wall platforms or anything. Kind of feels like I've depleted the good graces of my buildings. 52, 52, yeah, okay. Not gonna kill a tree, if that's the case. I guess let's look at... Okay, next one is green. That's good to know. Now, do I care about placing one out here for the temple? Do I care about creating a better spot for my market? That feels more relevant, honestly. If I can, like, do something like that and then get like a 50-ish for my market. And if I end up... I mean, this is just super unplaceable. Like, I'll use it for the market and maybe just not worry about the temple, just not even place the temple. Accept it as a mistake, move on. Okay, I think... take the 245. I like immediately regret that because I need so few points that it almost feels like I should just place a lower value building. I don't have a ton of low value buildings. I guess if I could find another park that doesn't kill trees that I'm happy with, I could do that. Maybe. These are all killing trees. Unfortunately, Lorax strats are still very much in effect, so I guess I can play up here now that I've moved Wisp. Okay, just in case this one building... Okay, that does not move the needle, so now we just go Mountain Shrine. Let those points trickle in. I think it is quite likely that I play this, but... Okay, one park does not change anything, so... Yeah, I mean, if we're not placing temple over here, that's good. And, like, that alone is worth more than the temple I'm considering. So, I think we're not placing temple over there. Survey says. Now... I guess I can't really bargain and then place another mountain shrine, because there just isn't room. I wonder what I'm going to end up bargaining. I guess terrace isn't terrible. I wonder how good my good guild hall is. I've only looked at bad guild halls, but it's like a 60. Yeah, definitely a building that I have some blind spots about. I just don't know how much it's worth sacrificing the rest of your SimCity for, but But I mean, it could be a high scorer if you do things correctly. Okay, so let's do the parks up here, which I should have been doing previously maybe, but not worth it. Okay. Yeah, these would have boosted the Mountain Shrine, so it's just a clear mistake not playing these. But mistakes happen. And then what if we go boom and then place this over? You don't like that anymore? Okay, well it kills like 5 trees, which is a lot, but also maybe we're at that point. Placing other parks that score off those particular trees so I can then kill them guilt-free. Could have sworn that this fit in here, but I guess it was always just a line that fit, so that line will have to come up soon. A 45 that kills 1 tree feels pretty good. I guess I'm duplicating Hermitage is what I'm coming to here. So I'm going to put 1 here on that green platform and then 1 over here. So it's essentially a 160 point duplicate, or 172. Plus whatever I get on additional parks placed around it. But if I'm killing trees, it's probably time to do this. And I also noticed that I blocked myself here. Little error. But the little errors do add up. Was it if you mind your cents, your dollars will mind themselves, essentially. Let's just take a 151 before I kill anything else. I keep crushing trees in this area. Not a ton. I haven't actually destroyed very many trees. I've been really particular about that for a really long time. But soon enough, the time of the tree destruction will be upon us. And in light of that, I guess let's do it. I just don't think I have anywhere good to place the Mountain Shrine. Because, like, this is more than half of the space. So obviously this will be as well. Instead of creating a 260 Hermitage, was it 260? Oh, 220. Instead of creating a 230, 220 Hermitage, I could create this Mountain Shrine. But that honestly feels like it'll be in a similar size class. Like, this was like a 250. So, yeah, let's kill the trees. I think it's time. And do we want to err on moving in? Okay, we want it as far in as possible, actually. Like, yeah, here would be ideal. Okay. I will very briefly look to see if there's a janky placeable wall platform somewhere in here. I don't assume there will be. It definitely doesn't feel like there should, but worth looking for. And now we will just wiggle this as far in as I can. And then get a 257, I think I saw. Yeah, I mean, 257 points, come on. What are we talking about here? If we're not playing 257s, what game are we playing? Classic Singleton Hut. for 17 points, or a 16 that doesn't take a valuable spot. Or a 17 that takes a really valuable spot. No, I think 16's fine. I mean, it literally is a point, you know. Glad to be above 100,000 though. That will stand out on the leaderboard. So now we bargain. Yargle, I've come to bargle. Those single options do not matter. 172. Yeah, nothing else looks like much of anything, honestly. Okay. So then my only consideration is, will the guild hall tag it? And it kind of looks like it could. So let me... Let me double check. I mean, I guess I can just not slide over that direction, or if I do, it's only plus 12. Like, oh, actually, I'm already tagging one. Okay, so that's actually good. It's a negative. So I'm already tagging one Hermitage. I'd rather get two. Did I see a 56 flash, or did I see a 46? Probably a 46. So I can get a 54 in a valuable spot, or a 51 in a valueless spot. I think that's better. Especially... somewhere like there, where it's also gonna hurt the guild hall. You know, it's really surprising how, as we've continued to play this game, the strategy of screwing over the guilds has become dominant. But these negative guild halls, I mean, that is a building that hates. This is prime hater energy. And now we are okay killing trees as it occurs. I don't like want to kill them, but when it comes up, it's okay. 34? Jeez. So many of these parks have just been excellent. Like, just really high scoring. It's cool to see. Yep. Like, I don't even need to think about these 20 whatevers, or... I think there was a 22. Oh, that was when I had Wisp. So that spot may be even worse. I do wonder if I played some bad parks, because these are better than I was expecting them to be, but it's like kind of a good problem to have. I mean, obviously it's not optimal play, but it's like my lobster's too juicy, you know? We will finish filling up this space down here first. So this only kills one tree, and then we level line park. 34 kills maybe 2 trees. We like 36 though. And then 30. Huh. I ran out earlier than I thought. Yeah, I probably did place some erroneous parks. Not a ton, but a few. And considering these plus 8 points, I actually do need to play this over here. Because then the monument can tag it. I wonder if I should have copied my monument. No. I guess not. I could do like 190 and then maybe a wall platform for 1 foot. Yeah, I think the Hermitage ended up being a little bit better. Okay, so I want to get exactly to the level up. And I actually want to just like keep playing buildings to get this number bigger too. But don't have a ton of points left here. And things are getting a little dire. Let's start here. I mean, I think 59 it's scoring almost every single thing it could that generates points. And then that 38 is where I need to put my the warehouse. So, okay, second temple. So that's like 2 presumably completely wasted buildings, like 2 buildings that I am not going to want to place. I don't imagine I can get very many points in here. I mean, I need to check it, but like this just isn't going to be good, right? I mean, yeah. It's a shame to see numbers like 100, 115, but it would have been a very different build to get us here. And I think maxing nature instead mattered more on this particular island. Okay, 1 more of these. I think I was originally thinking about placing it in this spot, but I'm glad that I went to parks instead. I do kind of now wonder, now that I'm looking at all these, like, do I just do this? Like, I'm trying to justify a... After the warehouse is better than that score made it look, but my markets are just not good. And that's fine. Like, I wasn't counting on it. I think we do hope for a square to go right here. Okay. So I'm like kind of indecisive about how to get 250 more points and like where the markets are going, and I'm considering several factors at once. Always a recipe for disaster. So I can take like an 11 that my markets and warehouses are going to like, or a 13 that they might. I think the 11's fine. Not like an incredible building, but fine. .42, on the other hand, does seem like just an incredible building. That's a way higher score than I thought would be possible. And maybe now we do the 25? I guess let's do this as well. This is like slightly cursed placements, but I think they are good. And I can do that, and then place this down in here. So now we have this unlocked, and it also allows us to guilt-free that, and then 88 and 47. Seems like 47 is probably going to be the play. I will look around a little bit. This is an impactful building, but 47 in the area that I expect my markets to be is good. Yeah, I can get a little bit higher score out here, but not any market value. So is one of my markets going out here anyway? Well, I think signs point to no. I think... Yeah, I think let's just do this. Okay, so 47. Love the single wall. And then... I mean, yeah, do the taverns care? I don't think so. 72. And then we have a 29 is the score to beat. Feels like that's close. Close to fitting, not quite. Yeah, I mean, I think like, you know, optimal in here, even without the minus 35, like 50. So getting 29 is most of the way there. And then we can probably just do some wall shenanigans, I guess. This is at least worth like looking at. And yeah, I did see that super cursed one flash for a second. I don't know if that, yeah, okay. Whoever coded these walls, you were on like a different orbit. I mean, I'm not a programmer, but I don't know how you would even go about teaching the wall to do this. Like, it has a propensity to create middle joints, but it doesn't always, and like some sort of spline snapping where it has to know like the corners of every building. And I do want to try and get one ladder here. Oh, they're a little too close together. Okay. Proof of concept. We've been experimenting with if it might be possible to build the ladders into... Yeah, I mean, like, come on. So that's worth it. Even though it means I might have to start a new ladder elsewhere. Just that score by itself was so good. A 62. Come on. Yeah, like, clearly, this is how... Yeah, this is how you would build this. Okay, yeah. Huh. I have 4 more walls. So I can take a 33, or I can do a 16 and then just consecutive 42s. The 16 is like, gotta eat my veggies, you know? Because then afterwards, I just have excellent walls for as long as I want. The reason that I looked over here mostly was that I wanted to see if I could get my Wisp into my walls, but I think actually taking a 30 is not worth it. So it seems like we need to find the maximum exterior score I can give a wall, which might be 15. That's pretty good. Nah. Okay, gotta find a 16 that doesn't get blocked. Ta-da! Okay, and then 12 points. Am I going around the wheel again? I think so. I mean, I have towers and taverns and everything still. Still the monument, so... Oh, no! No! My hubris, my hubris. Okay, 201, because I waited. I can get like 185, so it's not a total wash, but Yeah, yeah. I'm a little forgetful today. It is like, you know, after a work day, so my brain is not firing on every cylinder, but nah, no big deal, you know, whatever. It's just 15-ish points. Says the guy who will routinely spend like 5 minutes sitting, muttering to himself to save 1 point. I don't know if that's best anymore. I thought it was, clearly, but yeah, okay, there's a 16. I was wondering, because this area has changed, so I'm glad to have come back and checked it for 1 point. I guess I actually don't need to do that yet. I can figure out some more intel. Okay, 51 is enormous, but I think that does block my guild hall placement, which is a complete non-starter in that case. I can do this 51 though, but it will benefit the guild hall to have a building there. It'll score positively, which is not what we're about. We also, that's truly incredible. Yeah. Wow, because these ended up over here, these are literally going to be 1 point each. That's really funny. And I mean, this can be 10. Yeah, let's walk the score in. I think it's time to do the inversion, though. I'm getting to the point where I have relatively few buildings, which means I have relatively little control over how precise my score tapers in. And I want to be able to place buildings near here. This is kind of the center of my city still. This grabs Wisp. That's pretty funny. So 65 seems to be like the absolute, well, 67 maybe? Okay, 67 is like the absolute best I can get, but that's if I make it very centered. So I do wonder if I would have a little better luck spreading them out a little more. 29 points. 29 points. This probably isn't positive. Nope, even with the Wisp. Oh, the fountain is what's blocking me, so I need to go up. Okay, well, that's not placeable either. What do I want to place on this? Where is this going? What is the purpose? Probably could have used this to move the market. I think I'd already kind of given up on the market, and I mean, clearly this building isn't, or clearly the market's not going to score well, so I think I was already kind of set on saving the wall platform for more impactful buildings, but I mean, what am I saving it for? You know, is the impact in the room with us? So what about if I place one of the slightly worse? So I'm doing one in here. You see how far that detects, and then I can come in here. But if I'm getting 43, I may as well just get 42. These are only 10, this is 1. So yeah, like I kind of need to place the wall platform if I want to walk this in more precisely than just the wall. And I don't think that's really worth it. Because if I get another building like a mountain shrine or like a market or whatever, I'm really going to want that wall platform. Now for the hut, not as much, but it is what it is. I think we point invert, because like the number of points that it takes to go around, the number of points I'm gaining here by like delaying longer, it's not even going to be worth it if like 1 or 2 extra buildings get detected by the guild hall. So I am going to place a building for negative 306 points. 329. Okay. Yeah, sorry, I'm just not very good at Islanders. Yeah, colossal negative score. And now level up is worth 581. So we use the level up, and then we undo the guild hall. Huh. Okay. Well, Hermitage is good. I don't know if it's great, because I'm kind of out of spots. I don't think you can place it on brown. I guess I'll check. No, sadly. But I can still get 40, 74. I mean, as like a single building draw, a 74 is not something to balk at. If only it could just fit along here, but not quite. Okay. I will take the 74. And honestly, I'll be pleased to do so. It's even good on my fish kite. And speaking of fish kite, let's go ahead and do some of this, I guess. Yeah. I don't think I can place a one closer to these two. And then single points for these. I don't know if anything in the entire island cares about these jewelers, but that's 2 points. And now we can take the 17, since we ruined it. And we look for a 16. We give up and take a 15. Now, positive guild hall. I think when I previously checked it, we were looking out here. I've now placed a bunch of unique buildings in this area because I did not sequence well. That is unfortunate. Oh, and the wall is what I did last. Yeah, I kind of forgot about guild hall. But wanted to get a video recorded, so even though I'm not maybe playing my absolute best, it's still hopefully instructive on how to play this challenge. Okay, maybe we have a Hail Mary over here anyway. 60 versus over here is 64. Okay. So 13 is not good enough to justify itself. But perhaps I can play my towers. So let's look at if we can do... Yeah, I mean, getting the 61 over here and then still having a pretty good placement over here feels better than just playing big in the middle. but I'm not certain about that. It feels right. Do I even do like this first? No, because then that's going to block me over here. Okay, so I do this and the furthest down 61, and then I still have like a 48. Okay. Still have a 48. Then I can play this over here for 12 additional points. So that's actually a 26. Pretty easy to beat that. So we do so. And then we're looking at something like that. At this point, I'm just kind of rapid firing through the buildings because, you know, don't have that many options. And we can wrap this island up. We can wrap this challenge up. We can see what our total score is. I think I haven't seen anything better than 60. So I have the 64, and then over here somewhere there is a 60, but unless I play one of these up here. So that's a 33 pointer versus a 28. I mean, okay, what if, wait a minute, this is good. If we do 24 and then 72, it's kind of funny, but it is good. I don't think we're getting a tower involved because the tower over here is still fine. Yeah, so it looks like a 35 is my go-to tower. Okay. Do the 35, we'll do the 72, or do I want to wait? I can wait one more building, just see if I get something that will help. Guy who neglects thinking about his guild hall all game until he's at the very end, and then is really particular about drawing one building to potentially increase it by 12 points. That's not even going to be detected. Okay, so 72. And this should be 17. We can probably beat that. Yeah, I mean, the 22 is, I think, the highest I've seen so far. Oh, okay. Excellent. Little tucked away spot back here for 26 points. And then we have a 165. That seems quite good. And then I will need to place this wall platform because I have no positive temples anywhere. I guess I place it here. I mean, it probably doesn't matter. I don't know what I'm drawing next, obviously, but it's not going to make like a huge difference. But oh, okay. At least it's a building that scores decently well. 22, 24. Oh, did that flash for a second? I think that was, yeah, awesome. 48, which I think even without these negatives, it would not be like a good temple. All right, well, there we go. That took a little bit longer than I expected, but this has been Manufactory. So I guess let's... I mean, you just saw me play this island. I made some mistakes earlier with the Wisp. I made some mistakes here with not deploying the statue. I also... I'm not sure if I used the fortune teller at the right time. I'm not sure if I bargained the right building. Excellent area out here, obviously. I mean, the 4 farms on one little rock is just like a recipe for very powerful plays. I still am liking this. I'm liking using a water platform to face a harbor back into the area. That seems valuable, since the harbors kind of have that sauna-esque detect in front of them bubble shape. Saunas continue to be very good. Speaking of, I don't know ultimately if I put my vergers in the right spot. Because like getting the statue points early on does matter, and it did let me save up for this shenanigans. But if I just placed them all over here, and all my parks were over here, I mean, I guess I do need to think about mountain shrines. So the fact that I happen to build near a tall structure that let me get the detection rays downwards off the terrace. I think this terrace was a pretty heads-up play. I'm glad that I thought of that, because I think even like putting a terrace here and building on it, I think would have been lower score than this one. Yeah, I mean 4 Hermitages and 5 mills, only 2 of which were placed, or only 1 of which was placed for negative. There's a lot of fields. Good island overall. Looks cool. I guess let me get a quick one of this. Just a quick little screenshot. All right, and let's wrap it up. Earned at least 40,000 points. Yep. Okay. Well, I'm pleased with that. Pleased to be at the top of a leaderboard. Hope you all enjoyed watching. Hope you enjoy exploring the challenges together, and see you here next time.